Welcome back to another episode of our Copart Toyota Tacoma Rebuild series. As you can see, we have done pretty much all the body work. We completely repaired the rusted out bed corners, which were absolutely gone. We fabricated new body material all the way from here down to replace this rusted out area on both sides of the bed. We have the tailgate fully repaired with a new handle, new latches, new top protector, and other new hardware. When we did the bodywork, we gave the truck a quick polishing. It still has some scratches from being off-roaded, but we polished up the taillights as well. They're looking great for their age. We're also going to try to get the tow hitch, rear bumper reinforcement, and new rear bumper installed because we don't have a rear bumper or tow hitch right now. And we also have to rewire our tow hitch connector there. So let's pull it into the garage and get to work. So we have two new pieces to go in under the rear bumper cover, which is the metal bumper you actually see from the outside. We have the tow hitch itself and the bumper reinforcement bar, which we ordered a new one because the old one you saw in a previous episode was completely rusted out. And in that same episode, we kind of rebuilt this OEM trailer hitch because I do really like the design of the Toyota Tacoma OEM trailer hitch. It's a really robust design. And this one wasn't too far gone. We just had to straighten it out a little, re-weld these brackets back on, those two flanges on the receiver, stripped it down and gave it some new paint. Should go back on flawlessly. We'll see after we straightened it out. It might not fit the same as when we pulled it off, so let's find out right now. Perfect fitment, like a glove on both sides. This is like another reason I love the Tacoma and how everything's designed. We have it mounted up right now with no hardware, and I just did that alone. And this is probably a 60, 70, 80 pound piece of metal, and it's just held up right now by Toyota's genius little design. They have these two little pegs on either side. They kind of just drop into place. And that is what's holding this in place until we get our hardware installed on both sides. And I did pick up new hardware for this. We're going to reuse some of the old hardware that's okay, but I did get new hardware for anything that snapped or stripped out. Alrighty, so I'm glad to say the rear bumper we scored off of Amazon for $100 actually fits somewhat okay. The only thing I don't really like is there's a gap right here. There's not a huge gap, but there is a gap, and a little bit of a gap under the taillight. But aside from that, it fits how it should, and it looks good enough for me on, again, a 250,000-mile truck that's over 15 years old. I think it looks great. Everything, including the license plate lights, all those little trim pieces and steps, they all fit on just how they should, and all the bolt holes lined up for bolting it onto the car. So I'm pretty stoked. It looks a hell of a lot better with a rear bumper on there and the tailgate repaired. Things are really starting to shape up. I did realize I have two little areas I have to hit with the touch-up pen. one right here, and I would like to get this little sliver of rust right here just so it's not an eyesore. But aside from that, feeling really good. About to pull this thing inside and we'll see what we can do in terms of working some magic on those old oxidized headlights.